Hey, Adam Anderson here, CEO of Threat Captain. We're at a turning point. The age of passive partnerships? That's over. This is the rise of the MSP investor class, where MSPs don't just buy tools, they help fund them. Welcome to the era of ownership, influence, and upside. I'm Adam Anderson, CEO of Threat Captain. I'm a four-time cybersecurity founder and someone who believes the legacy we leave is defined by who we help. I've lived both sides of the vendor VAR table, built and sold a multi-million dollar VAR, and now I build companies designed to help MSPs grow their revenue and maximize their EBITDA. I'm an active Evolve member on the vendor side and a current and past participant in IT Nation's Pitch It cohort. And I think something really special is happening in the MSP community, and I wanted to share my perspective with you today. So last year I asked Dawn from the Tech Degenerates, how can I actually help the MSP community? Her response, be a vendor that doesn't suck. It was an aha moment for me. So let's talk about what I think that means. A vendor who raises money has a fiduciary responsibility back to their investors. And the investors also have responsibility back to their limited partners. This means that if a vendor takes money from a venture firm that doesn't understand the MSP space, they can find themselves often chasing valuation, not value. They are forced to see MSPs as a sales channel, not as partners. Often we vendors have to move so fast we fail at customer success and walking alongside our MSPs. So I asked myself the question, Adam, what would a SaaS startup look like if the majority of the investment came from the owners of managed service providers? I believe we're standing in a perfect storm, one that puts power back into the hands of MSPs. I believe MSPs are no longer just consumers. They have the opportunity to become LPs and VCs, shaping the future of the SaaS tools they rely on. I believe this is the convergence of innovation, community, and capital, where MSPs can finally have not just a voice, but authority behind that voice. I believe the next generation of vendors won't just be built for MSPs, they'll be built with them. And I believe the MSPs who step into this role now won't just influence the market. They'll own a piece of it. And as luck would have it, we've already got the ecosystem in place. IT Nation, Pitch It, and Evolve Overlap are like a badass Venn diagram, bringing together the newest SaaS startups with the most experienced MSP operators. This is a rare window where early-stage innovation meets seasoned insight, a chance to shape the next generation of vendors before they hit scale. It's not just about shopping for the latest tools, it's about helping build non-sucky companies from the start. So for those of you who don't know, let's break this down, starting with Pitch It. Pitch It is a 16-week accelerator for early-stage vendors building tools for the MSP space. Each year, over 20 carefully vetted startups join the program, solving real pain points in the channel. It's not just about pitching on stage. This is about finding product-market fit through real MSP feedback. And for the community, that means early access to the next generation of tools, plus a chance to shape them before they hit scale. Now let's talk about Evolve. Evolve is where the top-performing MSPs connect, collaborate, and grow together. It's not just a peer group, it's a high-trust, high-performance network. You get accountability, proven frameworks to scale your business, and access to a circle of other operators who know exactly what you're dealing with. Evolve members consistently outperform the market. And more importantly, they're positioned to make smarter strategic bets, including early-stage investments. All right, so let's do this. Let's use the rest of our time together to talk about what it actually looks like to invest in a Pitch It startup and how to do it the right way. First, it's a high-risk asset class. These are early-stage companies. That means high upside if they work, but they're also illiquid and risky. You're not flipping stock in a few months. This is a long hold, and you may never get your money back. Second, you typically need to be an accredited investor. That means making at least $200,000 a year or $300,000 with your spouse, or having a net worth over $1 million, not counting your home. This is the SEC's way of making sure people taking these risks can actually afford to. Third, the practical reality. Startup investing is a little like buying a lottery ticket, but with a business plan. Even if the team is great, the product is solid, and the market is there. Startups can fail for 100 different reasons. You need to go in expecting most investments to go to zero and hope that the ones that hit make up for it. And finally, how do you do it? If you're looking for smarter exposure, you can invest through a MSP-focused fund like Top Down and Blue Ventures, or an angel group like Start Something Ventures who has a deeper understanding of the MSP space, where you spread your capital across multiple startups instead of betting on just one. Bottom line? Never invest money you can't afford to lose. So if returns aren't the only reason MSPs invest, what else drives owners? Let's break it down. Relationship. Sometimes you just believe in the founder. You see their passion, you like their vision, and you want to help them succeed. Fun. Let's be honest, this stuff is exciting. Being part of an early stage venture is energizing and creatively fulfilling. Access. Investing gives you influence. You get to help shape the roadmap and maybe even gain a competitive edge being first to market with a disruptive tech or tool. Mission. You want to improve the ecosystem, supporting a solution that raises the bar for the entire channel. Now that's impact. So yeah, returns matter. But in this space, the why is often just as important as the ROI. All right, so how do you actually evaluate a startup? It starts with building your own investment thesis, understanding what motivates you personally to get involved. Ask yourself, do I know and trust the founding team? Will I genuinely enjoy being part of this company's journey? Does this give me access to something valuable like a market, a technology, or a strategic edge? And maybe most importantly, do I believe in their mission and does it align with my values? Then layer on some universal due diligence. Are they solving a real, painful, urgent problem? Can this team actually deliver and scale? Do they have early traction or signals that the market is hungry for this? And of course, what are the terms? How does the money work and how do I get it back if I do? Startup investing is emotional, strategic, and financial. Make sure you check all three boxes before you write that check. Not every startup is going to be a fit for your investment thesis, and that's a good thing. The goal here isn't to say yes to everything, it's to say yes to what aligns with you. So let me walk you through how this framework works using my own company. And along the way, I'll give you tips for how to apply this same lens to any other pitch it company that catches your eye. Relationship. If you don't know Brad or me and don't know someone who does, relationship might be hard to score high. Tip, ask around. If no one can vouch for the team, start there. Fun. Would you want to have a beer or sit on a board call with the founders? We're helping MSPs sell cybersecurity using financial impact analysis, and we like to have fun while doing it. Tip, if it doesn't sound enjoyable, it's probably not your deal. Access. We give MSPs a wedge into the boardroom with breach cost modeling and strategic sales tools. Tip, look for companies that give you access to something new, market, tech, or perspective. Mission alignment. We believe that if MSPs can sell cybersecurity better, then the world becomes safer from cybercrime. Tip, if you wouldn't feel proud when they win, skip it. Due diligence should match the stage of the company and your own thesis for investing. What makes sense at Series B doesn't always apply at pre-seed, so calibrate accordingly. Now here's how Threat Captain stacks up, and a few tips you can use for any pitch at startup. Real problem. MSPs struggle to sell cyber in business terms. We fix that with cyber breach financial impact analysis. Tip, if the problem isn't painfully clear, it's probably not urgent enough. Execution ability. Brad and I have built and exited in this space. We know how to scale smart. Tip, look for teams who've shipped, sold, or survived before. Market traction. We're pre-seed under 500K ARR. Some investors like to get in early, others want more traction. Tip, match your comfort level to the company's maturity. No shame in saying not yet. Return path. We're targeting 10 million ARR by 2028. At that point, we'll assess, scale further, or exit via strategic partnership or acquisition. Tip, ask when and how they see this ending. Make sure their timeline fits yours. That's how you vet a startup, ours or anyone's. Now let's talk about the investment vehicle, or how a startup is actually raising money. This matters because it impacts your rights, your timeline, and how your investment converts into ownership. SAFE. This stands for Simple Agreement for Future Equity. It delays valuation until a later round, which makes it clean and fast. It's common in early stage deals, including pre-seed. Convertible note. This starts as debt and converts to equity later, usually at the next funding round. It often comes with interest and a maturity date, so there's a bit more structure than a SAFE. Direct equity. This means you're buying an actual ownership stake at a fixed valuation, right now. It's typical in later stage or priced rounds where the company has more financial clarity. Alternative models. These include things like syndicates, funds, or co-investment platforms. They're great for diversifying and getting access to deals without going it alone. Each has its pros and cons. What matters most is that you understand how your money turns into ownership and when. So you made the investment, now what? Well, not every investor shows up the same way. Here are 4 post-investment styles, and honestly, all of them are valuable if they're intentional. Relationship-driven investors check in with founders, offer advice, and help when things get rough. If you love being a sounding board, this is your lane. Fun-seeking investors want to join the ride, test features, celebrate wins, and bring good energy to the team. Access-motivated investors go deep with the product. You might create case studies, sit in on roadmap calls, or help shape go-to-market strategy. And mission-aligned investors lead with belief. You're the evangelist. You help protect the vision and amplify the impact. The key is to know your style and communicate it clearly, because great founder-investor partnerships start with shared expectations. All right, if investing in the vendors of the future sounds like your kind of adventure, here's how to get involved. First, show up. IT Nation events like Secure, Grow, and Connect are the best place to meet Pitch It founders face-to-face so you can ask questions and build relationships. It all starts there. Second, browse the ConnectWise marketplace. You'll find the full Pitch It directory at marketplace.connectwise.com/pitchit. Each company has profiles, integrations, and context to help you dive deeper. Third, if you're in Evolve, use it. Evolve members get early access to some of the best emerging tools and investment opportunities. Don't leave that benefit on the table. Ask Elizabeth who the Evolve vendors are and pitch it. And finally, connect directly. We've put together a resource hub on Threat Captain's blog with links to every Pitch It 2025 company. Or just reach out to Sam Hoyens at ConnectWise and he'll point you in the right direction. Because the best time to start investing in the future of this space is while it's still being built. Thank you for spending time with me today and letting me share my vision of a MSP investment-led future.